Good morning on this snowy morning here in Maine, our second Sunday canceled for church in a row. In my 35 or so years of working in churches, I don't think I've canceled church twice in a row. But we do live in the north, shall we say. But it's good to see you here. I just have a very short reflection this morning, but also a request first. I ask that you spend some time in the rest of this month and even going forward, reading, watching, learning something for Black History Month. In our congregation that is mostly white people, we should not accept the elimination of these important observances by the federal government. Instead, now we need to really make sure that we do the work of learning what we do not know about American culture, because Black History Month is American history too, and valuing the amazing ways that that we see God's beloved community and all of us. So I'm hoping in the blast this coming Wednesday to put some resources. I'll maybe stick some on Facebook too, but look for yourself in places. PBS is a great place to start. They just have amazing things. I'm going to be reading the book White Too Long. It is The Legacy of White Supremacy in American Christianity. Had it on my bookshelf for a couple of years now, and I'm going to read it. Another thing that I really recommend is the James Baldwin debate with William F. Buckley Jr. It was at the Cambridge Union in England. I think it was 1965, 1966. It's on YouTube. It's like about an hour of a clip. It is so fascinating. And he articulates what the struggle is for African Americans in our country so well and just does it in an amazing way. If you've heard of Masterclass, there is a Masterclass, I believe you have to pay for it, but called Black History, Freedom, and Love that looks excellent and has some really wonderful people in it. So I just challenge you to do that in the time that's left here in February in Black History Month, and maybe start a practice where we continue to learn the breadth of American culture, and we're not stopped in doing that. So my brief reflection this morning follows up on something that I preached on probably 3 weeks ago, at least now. But a few weeks ago, I included in my sermon the refutation of an idea amplified by Vice President Vance about the role of Christians in the world. And he said that we're to care for our own and our family first, the people around us, and these circles he set up, this hierarchy. And last, we're supposed to care for, if we have the time and the energy, those in other countries and around the world. Well, Pope Francis had something to say about that. He clarified the concept of ordo amoris, my Latin's not fabulous, that Vice President Vance referenced. And this is the quote from Religious News Service. And I quote, "The Pope explained that Catholic charity isn't just a series of concentric circles extending from the individual to family to fellow citizens and ultimately to the world, but is centered on human dignity with a special concern for the poor. Francis condemned ideologies that were first concerned with personal, community, and national identity." End quote. Tom Homan, the new recently appointed border czar, also a Catholic, had to say a few words about Pope Francis in an interview he gave. And he said that Pope Francis has got to get out of the business of our national security and border enforcement work and concentrate on the Catholic Church. Homan basically told the Pope to stay in his own lane, as Homan, of course, defines it. Well, I just want to clarify the lane for people of faith, much like the Pope did. And the one who says it the best is actually Micah chapter 6. It begins with God challenging the people. God's so angry, the way that this is written, that God doesn't even talk to the people right away. God starts with the earth. That's when you know God's really, really mad. And it says, rise, plead your case before the mountains, and let the hills hear your voice. Hear, you mountains, the case of God, and you enduring foundations of the earth. For God has a case against God's people, and with them God will contend. And God says, oh, my people, what have I done to you? In what ways have I wearied you? Answer me. And one person has the guts to actually try to answer, which I just think they're very brave, you know? And they say, with what shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before God on high? Should I come with offerings, thousands of rams and rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn? Because we humans do like our drama, especially when we know we are being inhuman and inhumane. And the answer comes back. God has told you, O mortal, what is good. And what does God require of you? To do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with God. This is our lane. These three things and all that they contain. We need to fill that lane with our actions. Let us be a people who do justice, who love kindness, who walk humbly, well grounded with God. May your day be filled with some relaxation, some learning, and God's peace.